Hey guys, Yo Cup of Joe here. It's time for a Splatoon 2 Rank X session featuring the Dapple dualies on Rainmaker as requested by Salad. The reason I chose to do this weapon request first out of all the others was because this one seemed like it would be the hardest for me since I don't play the Dapple dualies very well at all. I wanted to see how this would go, and boy am I glad I did, because it reminded me that I can't just pick any weapon I want and expect to do anything useful with it in X rank. I want to be able to give people good tips about advanced topics like positioning, timing, or turf control, but it's harder to find teachable moments for concepts like that with a weapon I can barely use. I'm going to continue taking any and all weapon requests because, as you will see, there is actually still a lot to talk about, but if I only did Rank X session episodes for weapons that got requested, I probably wouldn't get to talk about all the topics which I want to cover. I just wanted to let you guys know all this so that you would understand why I'm going to end up posting some episodes with weapons that were requested and some episodes with weapons that were not. Okay, let's do this. Here we are on Ancho V Games. I decided to start off this match by going off to the left with my ink brush buddy. Turned out to be a pretty bad idea because both of us have pretty much no range, so we can't do jack against this heavy splatling. Could have thrown a torpedo in this situation, but really I just shouldn't have gone there. Me and my ink brush accomplished basically nothing with our opening route, except maybe wasting a little bit of the heavy's time. Meanwhile, the rest of our team got slaughtered without us, and now that Rainmaker is charging right into our base. Time to panic. I threw that torpedo before I was in range so it doesn't latch onto anybody, and hey, look at that, I actually did something. One of the things I noticed about Rainmaker on Anchovy is that it's really easy for one wipe to snowball into a KO, so we're definitely still in this match, just gotta get one good wipe, which is actually what the enemy team is kind enough to give to us pretty much for free by sticking around way too long after their push was dead. We are now free to march right on into the enemy base, and this is it, our big chance to turn this around. My backline instincts forced me to stay atop this high ground here. I do eventually drop into the pit in front of me, but I should have been there much earlier. I rush forward and use my splashdown here, not even to get a kill, just to create a small little moment where I'm a bigger concern than my Rainmaker, so my Rainmaker has some room to push up. Alright, I barely did anything in that match, but on this map, when the spawns are staggered, then it can be pretty difficult for people to position themselves properly to pull off that last-minute clutch defense. In this match, my enemy team does not have much of a backliner, so I'm free to just go for that left side again, even though it did not work out for me at all last time. This time around here, I am expecting it to work out a little bit better. My aim and movement is all over the place here. Like I said, I'm not very good with this weapon, so a lot of my fights are going to look like this. Everything ends up working out though because we're all sticking together and working together, making up for each other's mistakes. Alright, so I'm just trying to get myself back up into the front line. My positioning is pretty passive for a frontliner. It's just the nature of being a backliner at heart when you're trying to play frontline, I guess. Like I mentioned before, positioning is really important to pull off this final defense. Two enemies die right in front of that Rainmaker goal in the pit, which is not really where you want to be standing in order to prevent your team from losing. There is a raised up position to the right that you can access by climbing up a sponge or going across one of the fans that's within your base, again on the right side. That's where you need to position at least one person to get a good defense, because they're going to have the high ground there, and it's just going to be a different angle that the rest of your team won't have. And on to the next one. This match actually went the full 5 minutes. This won't be another quick knockout like the other two games. Here on Mako Mart, we've got 3 Kensa Shot pros in one game because that weapon is so balanced. Both teams here are off to the races. Got to get that Rainmaker pop because it gives you so much paint in the middle area, which is really good to start off with. Once again, I'm camping up high, but once I see my prey, I finally jump down. I should have been down there already, but there you go. At least I did eventually go down when the time was right. And I guess I got kinda lucky that these opponents just let me kill them, even though my aim and mechanics were very poor. Gotta get that Rainmaker out of here. Yes. Almost died to this super deadly Kensa Shot Pro, but luckily my teammate saves me. My turn to protect my teammate by distracting those dually squelchers. Well, it doesn't work out. My teammate sacrifices himself to kill that person. I'm trying to make a path down the left side here because I think it's much better to push on the left side, since if you go to the right, then you're pretty much standing right in front of the enemy's spawn. Rainmaker carrier goes down, but I'm still in a decent position, pushed very far forward. I'm able to be a pesky nuisance to the people trying to pop the Rainmaker. I should have gotten the kill on that guy, but my rolls were too predictable and my aim was not good enough. Waiting to respawn. And here we go, back into it. That roll right there did not do what I expected it to do, but whatever, we just roll with it. Tried to pick up the Rainmaker, so did the enemy. Both of us missed, but I got the kill. My teammates are dying behind me, and I'm not realizing it, so I get punished for not being aware of the situation and the fact that there was a Splattershot Pro right behind me. Cool outfit, by the way, bro. It kind of matches, so I'm down with it. Yeah, eat that splashdown, though. Where do we go next? Looks like there's an enemy in the base. I throw a torpedo, but I realize that the Rainmaker is still at large, so I'm gonna turn my attention to that, make sure that no sneaky Rainmaker pushes happen on my watch. I stay here to try to look for some prey, but people start preying on me, and I have to run away. I probably should have changed my position instead of staying on that ramp. Probably could have moved forward a little more. Would have been dangerous, because I'd be challenging the Cancel Shot Pro, but here I am challenging that Cancel Shot Pro anyway, so I could have just done it in a more aggressive way. But it does work out in the end, because I do get the kill. It's just not optimal, because it took me a long time. Another fail mid-air roll right there. Luckily, my teammate cleans up that Rainmaker kill. And hey, look, there's Salad online. This video's for you, buddy. I push up instead of going for the Rainmaker pop because I want to create some space for the Rainmaker to push forward once my team does pop it. Just sticking around here, trying to direct the enemy's attention away from my Rainmaker by staying all up in the grill. Just pulling all kinds of shenanigans up here, not actually getting any kills, so, you know, it is questionable whether or not this is worth my time. Maybe I could be doing some kind of other flank maneuver to try to put myself into a position where I actually can get a kill. Either way, I do eventually just have to back off and help get that Rainmaker pop and try to keep control of middle. I take a moment here to contemplate picking up this Rainmaker, but eventually I do complete my calculations and I decide that it is worth it for me to take this Rainmaker just to see if I can make anything happen with it myself. I would prefer to have someone else carry the Rainmaker so that I can be up in the enemy's grill trying to distract them from being able to shoot down my Rainmaker, but looks like my Stingray is able to do what I would have done, except I did decide to go to the right because there were two enemies on the left. I figured maybe I'd have better luck on the right. I was wrong. Very bad decision by me. I should have just continued pushing that left side where my Stingray was supporting me. Gotta make my way all the way to the right side where I dropped that Rainmaker. I should have held that position right there, right behind the enemy stack, instead of going all the way to the right like I did here, because now I end up in a really open position for that fat panda to shoot at me. I had no way to close that gap. He had all that range on me. I could have rolled away to survive, but I also should have just been positioned differently. And there goes Panda again, killing me with his very meta weapon. My base here is just littered with enemy ink, so I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup, and I discover that there is an enemy inside of our base. He's in a really awkward position here, so he dies without me even doing anything. That guy probably should have jumped out. So this is it right here, our last chance to push. What's the plan? Well, I'm going to try to just get up in the front and try to kill as many people as possible, as usual. I end up trading here, and that is not what I want at all. This is very bad. My team needs all the help they can get in order to turn this around, but there's an enemy behind our Rainmaker, and they kill our Rainmaker when there's 6 seconds left. This pretty much seals the deal for us. There's no way we can pop that and pick it back up before the timer ends. So that's a loss. Now for the last match of the episode. Here we go again on Anchovy Games. I don't know why, but I just really like to keep on going for this left side here. If I could go back and try again, I would definitely say it's better for me to be going on to our middle fan raiser thing so that I can be there to help pop the Rainmaker. It's also a lot harder to get sniped by Jen, the E-Leader 4K, when you're in that spot. I'm dead here, trying to jump back in, and boom, there we go. There's a nice baller target for me, but I'm just going to keep on focusing on getting the Rainmaker. And I just hide out here behind that middle spot, and I'm like, oh yeah, that baller is popped by now. Gotta go kill the guy who came out of it. Dodging and dipping, but my skills are not great enough. That Gluga Dualie user was able to just stand there and shoot at me. Not really sure if it's safe for me to jump in on that guy. He might be getting shot at by the Rainmaker when I try to land, so I just swim on in, and then like a fly, I just keep gravitating towards this left window opening. It's not like Clam Blitz, there's no way for the Rainmaker to sneak in through that window. They would have to go all the way along the outside to take the far outside fans. That's a maneuver that pretty much no one uses, so I really don't need to be defending from this position. This is a position to push from, like I'm doing right here. I'm able to climb up onto their platform and disrupt any type of actions that the enemies are trying to take from that spot. Not the smoothest of aggressive moves in on the enemy, but hey, it does work out. I get one splat. I guess that's something. Oh, I dislodged that E-liter 4K too, so that's another something. Alright, gearing up to jump right back in on their platform. This is what you gotta do as a frontliner, just keep on throwing yourself into the fray. Right here, the Rainmaker goes down. I have the opportunity to play a little bit more slowly because my team actually has a position we can kind of play it slow from here and give our team some time to jump back in. I used the Rainmaker bubble literally as a shield against that charger, and it works out. I don't get the kill on the Rainmaker because my aim is bad and my rolls were bad. I should have gotten that kill on the Rainmaker, but once again, I'm bad with this weapon. Just gotta keep doing the quick respawn, quick super jump, stealth jump thing where I jump in over and over, and it doesn't matter if I die because I'm just gonna keep on jumping in and trying again. Got one splat. There's another guy there that I should have tried to kill, but I got distracted by the Rainmaker on the left. Once again, there's no way to get in here unless somebody helps that Rainmaker push that outside fan. I popped my splashdown a little bit too early there. I was trying to use the splashdown when it's coming down. There is a little bit of invincibility frame, so I was going to try to use that to survive one of the Rainmaker blasts, but I just use it way too early. It's not even helping me at all there. Nevertheless, my team kills the enemy Rainmaker carrier, and we go ahead and start up our own push into the enemy base. Get pretty deep in here. Kind of an awkward moment here with me against the dualies. I go down. I'm bad. I spent quite a lot of time respawning in these matches where I was playing the frontliner role. It's just the nature of the position. You gotta be up there in front and you're gonna die. As long as you're using your life when you do still have it to create some space and distract the enemies, get some kills, then it doesn't matter if you die a lot. Well, I mean, it does matter. If I had gotten that Rainmaker kill there, then that would have been better, but I'm just saying that even if you're dying a lot, that doesn't mean that you're doing your job wrong. It actually probably means you're doing your job right if you're frontline. We do still have a slight lead here, so at least it's not the worst position in the world to be in. Now this is a bad position to be in, right here. Whoops. I'm not able to stop that Rainmaker from progressing because of the way that I positioned myself, and we lost the lead, but hey, we got a whole bunch of splats on the enemies, so we're in a prime spot to counter push. I see that. Enzap, gonna chuck my torpedo at him, gonna try to kill that splash wall, then I kill the dualies who threw the splash wall up against my great foe, Jen, the E-liter 4K, but I dodge and dip and she doesn't get me. Using that torpedo to further pressure their backline, make it completely impossible to stop us from pushing through the platform, and now we're pretty much right on their doorstep. I chuck a couple more torpedoes, and they actually do end up getting kills for me. I'm just playing way back here. Once again, it's those backline instincts telling me, alright, this push might fail. I better wait back here just in case somebody needs to jump back in. I'm the one who should be needing to jump back in. I should be sacrificing my life to make sure this push goes as well as it can. I should not have backed off at the very end, but like I said, it still worked out because we were getting a whole bunch of kills. My torpedoes were getting kills, so I guess I was still doing my job even though I was way in the back. That's all for today's Rank X session. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support what I'm trying to do here. If you have a weapon and mode suggestion, then just leave a comment and make sure to include a little message about something you learned today. Thanks for watching, everybody. See ya in the next one.